What is going on, football family? Welcome back to the channel. If you thought wildcard weekend couldn't get any crazier, the San Francisco 49ers just walked into Lincoln Financial Field, one of the most hostile environments in sports, and ended the season for the defending Super Bowl champions. That's right, the Philadelphia Eagles are done. The Bird Gang has been grounded in a game that had everything: defensive battles, trick plays, massive turnovers, and a finish that came down to the final minute. San Francisco escaped with a 23-19 victory. It wasn't pretty, it was gritty. But today, we are breaking down exactly how the Niners pulled off this road upset, the devastating cost of this victory regarding George Kittle, and what this means for the divisional round against Seattle. If you're pumped for the playoffs, do me a favor. Smash that like button and subscribe. Let's dive into the madness. Let's start at the end, because that's where games like this are defined. This one felt like a heavyweight boxing match where both fighters were just swinging until the bell rang. The Eagles had the ball. Less than a minute to play. They're down 23-19. They are driving toward the red zone. The defending champs have been here before. You almost expected Jalen Hurts to pull a rabbit out of the hat, right? But the 49ers defense, led by coordinator Robert Saleh, stood tall when it mattered most. It came down to a 3rd and 11. Hurts looks for Devonta Smith. Can't connect. So the entire season comes down to one play. 4th down, do or die. Hurts drops back, scans the field, and fires a shot to his reliable safety blanket, tight end Dallas Goedert, who, by the way, already had 2 touchdowns on the night. But linebackers win championships, folks. Eric Kendricks read Jalen Hurts' eyes the entire way. He jumped the route, batted the ball down with 43 seconds left, and silenced the entire city of Philadelphia. That was the dagger. Now, we have to talk about Brock Purdy. If you just look at the box score, you might think he had a rough night. And honestly, for parts of the game, he did. This was a defensive war. Purdy threw 2 interceptions, both of them snatched up by the first-team All-Pro cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. The Eagles' defense was making him pay for every mistake. But this is what separates playoff quarterbacks from regular quarterbacks: amnesia. The Eagles had just kicked a field goal to take a 19-17 lead. The pressure was immense. The crowd was screaming, but Purdy didn't flinch. He led a methodical 10-play, 66-yard drive down the field. And who does he look for in the clutch? CMC, Christian McCaffrey. On a critical 3rd and goal, Purdy finds McCaffrey for the score. That put them up 23-19. Now, huge shout out to the defense because Eddie Pinheiro actually missed the extra point right after this, keeping it a 4-point game. That could have been a disaster, but the offense did just enough to get the lead. But the play everyone is going to be talking about at the water cooler tomorrow wasn't a standard pass. It was Kyle Shanahan opening up his bag of tricks. Earlier in the 4th quarter, we got a flashback to the Super Bowl from a few years ago. Purdy takes the snap, flips it back to wide receiver Jauan Jennings. The defense bites, and Jennings launches a dime, 29 yards downfield to McCaffrey. CMC makes this beautiful over-the-shoulder grab for the touchdown. It was poetry in motion. Jauan Jennings continues to be that secret weapon for San Francisco in the postseason. When the offense gets stagnant, he makes things happen. That play was the spark the 49ers desperately needed to get momentum back in the second half. Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a weird story. If I told you Saquon Barkley ran for 106 yards on 26 carries, you'd probably think the Eagles won. Barkley was a beast. He did his job. But the 49ers contained the other threat: Jalen Hurts. They held Hurts to just 14 rushing yards on 5 attempts. They forced him to be a pocket passer, and ultimately, that game plan worked. On the flip side, the Eagles bottled up McCaffrey on the ground. He only had 48 rushing yards. But you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. He torched them through the air with 66 receiving yards and those 2 scores. Also, we gotta give flowers to Demarcus Robinson. He scored the first touchdown of the game and was the reliable target all night, leading the receivers with 6 catches. He stepped up big time. However, we cannot celebrate this win without addressing the elephant in the room. This victory came with a massive, massive price tag. Reports are coming out that star tight end George Kittle, the heart and soul of this team, has likely suffered a torn Achilles. It happened on his only catch of the game. Kittle is 32 years old now. A torn Achilles is brutal. He's the energy guy, the best blocking tight end in the league, and a captain. Going forward into the divisional round without him, that changes the entire complexion of this offense. We're sending prayers up for George, but man, that is a heavy loss for San Fran. So, where do we go from here? The road doesn't get any easier. The 49ers are packing their bags and staying within the division. They are heading north to face their bitter NFC West rivals, the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is the number 1 seed. They are fresh off a bye week, they are rested, and now they get a battered 49ers team coming off a physical war with Philly. That game is going to be electric. Meanwhile, on the other side of the NFC bracket, we've got the Los Angeles Rams heading to the Windy City to face the Chicago Bears. The Rams just pulled off a comeback against Green Bay, so the NFC is looking wild right now. But I want to hear from you guys. Can the 49ers survive without George Kittle against the Seahawks? And was this a choke job by the Eagles or just a masterclass by the 49ers defense? Let me know your predictions for the Niners versus Seahawks in the comments below. I'll be down there replying to the best takes. If you enjoyed the recap, hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL playoff coverage, and I will catch you guys in the next video.